back to my channel. I am super excited that you are here. And for those of you that are new, my name is Cassie, and I am on a mission to solve housing disparities in South Carolina through nonprofit work. So this video here is a follow-up of my first video about why I wanted to get into nonprofit. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll make sure that it comes up at the end so that you can actually see it and see why I'm actually starting this journey. So this video here is dedicated to how to legally set up a nonprofit here in South Carolina. So buckle up, get ready. Let's talk about setting up a nonprofit organization in South Carolina. The first thing that you want to do to set up your nonprofit is to pick a name. What do you want to name this passion project? What is it that's going to pull those heartstrings and show people that you're really serious about helping those in your community, those in the world? What are you going to do when you have that name? You have the name? Perfect. Now that you have that name, we need to make sure that no one else has that name or is using that name in your state. You're going to go to the South Carolina Business Name Search website. You're going to type that name in, and you're going to see if anyone has that name. If someone has that name, that's okay. There are millions of names out there. I'm sure you'll be able to come up with another beautiful, brilliant name for this beautiful idea that you have stirring up. Once you find that name and you have finalized that this is what you want to name your nonprofit, the next thing that you're going to do, number 2, is file for your articles of incorporation. In South Carolina, the requirements to file for a nonprofit incorporation are the following. You need your nonprofit name and purpose. You need a registered agent, which can be you if you choose. You need the nonprofit address, and you need the name of all your board members. Once you have that, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can go online and you can file for the nonprofit, or you can mail it in to the state. The choice is yours. I bet you're wondering, how much does it cost to file for that nonprofit in South Carolina? South Carolina is one of the cheapest states to actually file for a nonprofit. In South Carolina, to file for a nonprofit, it is only $25. I will share the link if you want me to, so that you can start your journey. So you've done part 1, you've done part 2. Now we're on to part 3. Once you file for your incorporation has been set up by the state of North Carolina, you are going to receive those official documents. Once you receive those official documents, now you have to go get an EIN, Employer Identification Number. What is required to get an EIN? The business entity, the type, what kind of nonprofit is it? You're going to put nonprofit, right? You're going to need your social security number of the primary person of the responsible party, and you're going to need the other identification number for someone if you have someone else. But those are really the main things you need. You need your social, and you need the business type. Of course, they're going to request the address and where is this business, right? They're going to need that information as well so that you can get your EIN. Once you have your EIN, you'll be able to apply for business bank accounts, and you'll also be able to file for your 501c3 tax exemption status, which makes you like tax exempt when you make purchases and when you do bigger things in your community, which is a great thing, right? So you want to make sure that you have those things so that you can continue to the next step, which is 4. After you have your EIN, your business is incorporated, you have that lovely name. We're here, we're number 4. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create your nonprofit bylaws and conflict of interest policies. You're probably wondering, what is in a nonprofit bylaw? It's long, but we're going to go through it because you need to know. The purpose and legal power, members, memberships, board of director members, organizational committees, their purpose, title, and duties, officers of the organization, titles, duties, and numbers of officers, business dealing contracts, checks and loans, books and record keeping every fiscal year. You're going to need to track that. counterterrorism and due diligence policy, document retention policy, transparency and accountability policy. That one is big because when you do nonprofit, you need to be extremely transparent. And when I say you need to document everything has to be documented. Don't skip the documentation. Hire somebody to document if you can, because that's one of the most biggest things in nonprofit is having the record of everything. Code of contact, code of ethics. That's a contact. Code of ethics and whistleblowing policy, amended articles of incorporation and bylaws, and certificate of adoption of bylaws. So what a certificate of adoption of bylaws is let's say something changes in the bylaws, you want to make sure you have a record of what actually changed and why it changed. Because why are you changing things after you set them up? Did something happen? What was the cause of the change? That has to be in your bylaws. Everything has to be recorded. And that's okay. Because you are here to make change. And to make change, you got to be a great record keeper. So please keep that in mind when you get ready to start this journey. Now, you've done those things. You're a rock star. You've done those things. You picked your name. You incorporated. You did. You now have an EIN. You've created your bylaws and all your conflict of interest policies. You have everything. After you have those items, you need to open a bank account. Your funds and the funds for the nonprofit need to always remain separate. This is extremely important because you want to make sure that it is organized and it allows you to build trust with your donors when they see that this money is separate from your personal finances and that it is only going to the purpose of your nonprofit. It may sound like, why do I need 2 bank accounts? Baby, you need it. You want to show people that they can trust you with the donations to do the right thing for the nonprofit that you set up for the purpose that you love. Okay? So you need to make sure that you are tracking everything. Everything needs to be tracked, especially finances. Because in nonprofit, there are a lot of times where you get these donors and they want to make sure that you are putting money in the places that you said you were going to put the money in. So make sure to get that bank account. What do you need to get that bank account? You need your articles of incorporation. You need your EIN confirmation letter from the IRS. You need a copy of your bylaws. They want to know who needs access to this account. Why do they need access? Who are they? The bank is going to ask you, who are these people? Why do they need access? What are you guys going to do with this money? So you have to make sure that you have everything you need in advance before setting up that bank account. And you're probably wondering, what do you need next? What you need next is actually going to be in the next video. And in that next video, we're going to talk about how to register the nonprofit and apply for the 501c3 tax exemption. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video so we can talk about setting up this 501c3 and you doing the thing you love and being the change that you want to see in the world. Super excited. I'll see you in the next video.